Hey, by the end of this video, we're going to have us 2 glider rockers. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Good morning and welcome to another Memphis Monday 207. Next week we'll have our 4-year graduation, our big gala end of the season where we're going to review all of our projects. But today we're going to build us another glider rocker. Last week we built this prototype, and I thought it was important because I always come up with these prototypes, but we never build them or anything, and I thought I'd show you the process. But today we're going to take this prototype and build the primetime edition. We're not going to get anything done unless we do what? That's right. We need to knock off that chit-chat and get to work. I got off to an early start this morning cutting out stock for our chair. I just rough cut it out and finishing up that process now. The last of the stock I'm cutting out is these back braces here. They're 22 inches across. I need 3 of them. I think this is funny. This thing has a total of 53 parts. And that may seem overwhelming, but then if you do a mind trick and realize that most of those are duplicates, so there you have 5 different kinds of parts, 6, 7, 8. So I've gone from 53 to 8. First thing we're going to try to build is this base that the chair stands on. It's 2 vertical pieces and then these horizontal pieces that connect them together. Let's go take a look at that. What I did is when I built the prototype, I built this template here. Actually, I built it out of 1/2-inch plywood so that I could just lay this down on my plywood and then rough out my piece. What we want to do now is we want to kind of finish this up a little bit and run it through the router. And when you put screws into plywood, especially at the end grain, you really need to countersink the holes, of course. They make these tapered bit. That bit starts out at about a 1/16 and goes up to about 3/16 at the top, and then it's got the countersink head. That way the screw is countersunk and also pre-drilled all in one step. There's our base. Now let's worry about the seat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the seat, but I'm going to the seat frame, but I'm going to leave the slats off so it's easier to fiddle with. So the first step is to build this seat frame, this curved piece here. Here's our template we made last week for the seat frame. And here's the pieces I cut out. What we're going to do now, we're not going to round over the inside, but the outside edges we're going to round over with the router. Now you can do this kind of routing with the fence, but it's real hard and not worth it. That was the lessons learned on the prototype. By building the whole seat, it became very hard to, position it on the frame. So, but just building the frame, it'll be a lot better. These frame boards are actually 1 inch thick. Oh, there's our seat frame. It won't get its full strength until the slats are put on there. Okay, we've got the seat frame. Now we need to build this part here, the arms, the uprights here, and then the chair bottom here that'll rest on the gliders. So let's do the arms first. If you watched last week, we lengthened the arms from on the first prototype. The arms were only 22 inches, and we extended these arms out to 24 inches. And I think we're going to extend them out another inch and make them about 26 inches. We're going to get our radius on these arms using this paint can. Pretty amateur hour, but it works. And we'll get the pattern for the back connection from this old prototype here. Okay, we got the arms sanded up here and everything. They're going to be going in there like that. Now we need to do these pieces right here. Okay, these chair legs will be made up of these 2x material here. And the only processing we have to do is we need to cut that notch right in there. You can see that 3/4 inch by 3.5 notch. We need to put one of those in each one of these 2x legs. Okay, now you can see I've very carefully marked off the notches, put X's on where the waist is, double check my measurements. We're going to be doing this on the bandsaw. So we got the armrest and we got the legs. Now we need to do this part right down here, this bar that goes across that the gliders hook into. So our legs will attach into this this piece here, right on those notches to the outside. So what we have to do to this now is round over the ends. We'll do it just the same way we did the seat. Just take this can and mark it out. one of those deals where you can get confused if you're not careful. These two parts, you look at it and you say, well, they're identical. Well, they're not identical. They're mirror images. Here I'm attaching the arm to the legs. I'm holding the arms on with these little L brackets. They're don't seem like there's much to them, but the arm is also going to be connected back at the back, so should be pretty strong. Now what I've done is I've attached the legs here to the frame. I've attached the glider bars just with screws. So by attaching the glider bars with screws, that allows me to check the swing and the balance and all that. And then I'll go back through and drill holes through the frame and the legs and attach them with bolts. Okay, so what I'll do is take this temporary screw out. And now I can use that screw hole as my glide to mark where I want the hole for the... Now these bolts I'm using are not lag bolts, they're just regular bolts. So the bearing for the glider will sit right here. Okay, I got the glider set up. Now I need to position this seat where we want it. If you remember last week when we built this prototype, we were satisfied except the seat set up a little bit high. I think I'm going to try to lower the seat about 1 inch. So I'll take some measurements here. Okay, right now the lowest part is about 15 and a half to the brace. And this highest part here is about 18 3/4. So I got the lowest part of the chair here at 15 and the highest part down here at 18. Actually up here. So what I'm going to do is put a lag bolt through here to hold it. I went and got the right bolts. And one of the problems I had on building the prototypes, I had to reach underneath the seat here, try to put these bolts in, and pretty inconvenient. Now the seat's all on, and she rocks all right. Now what I'm going to do is attach these slats for the seat. But I don't want the seat to rock while I'm trying to put the seat slats in. So I'm going to put a little spacer in here and clamp this thing down so it can't rock. All I'm doing here is just zapping in screws. Not much interesting's happen. I'll keep putting these screws in. I'll come back when something exciting happens. put the arms on now, and then I need to take it down and put the last few slats on it that are too high to reach. I'll take these little blocks out that are holding it in place, I hope. Well, let's give it a set. Remember last time, the only thing we didn't like was, thought it was a little too high. Yeah, it's still a little too high. But other than that, it feels pretty good. Well, there's our glider rocker for Memphis Monday 207. There's our prototype we built last week. And our goal was to make this one shorter. I don't think we accomplished that, did we? This week's version actually looks taller to me. Feels about the same, but looks taller. But overall, I think I'm pretty satisfied. I'm learning how to make these things. Now we got 2 of them. Well, that does it for Memphis Monday 207, building the primetime edition of our glider rocker. It turned out real good, except the plan to make it lower didn't work out. But I guess that's what makes success valuable, because you can compare it against your failures. But we're learning how to make glider rockers. I guess that's the important thing. Okay, next week will be Memphis Monday 208. I think what we're going to do is something similar to what we did last year. We're going to review all our projects we did for the year. It's quite a few, I think about 60 or so. So get excited. Tweet, Facebook, and comment, and like, and favorite, and share, and all the stuff you do on the internet. But most important, make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.